It was one thing after another with this woman. She doesn't respect anyone's boundaries, especially children. She tried to force my son to give her a hug. Correction, she tried to force me to force my son to give her a hug. This was back when I was still doing hair in my home. Never again. That's a different story. But she walks in and she sees my kid. I guess it's been some time since I did her hair. She sees him. She says hi and she says, give me a hug. He says no. He's 5. He's allowed to say that. Honestly, I don't care how old my kid is. If they don't want to touch you, they don't have to touch you. She was shocked. She looks at me and she says, make him hug me. I said, no. What in the world? Why would I force my son to hug you? Why would I cross his boundaries? If I cross his boundaries, eventually he's going to think it's okay for him to cross someone else's. That's how it starts. If you want your child to understand no, you have to respect their no, especially when we're talking bodily autonomy. That child should not be forced to touch someone when they don't want to touch them. It doesn't matter if I'm your mom or I'm your dad or I'm your aunt or a friend. If my kids tell me, their mother who birthed them, no, don't hug me, I don't fucking hug them. Of course, I said it a lot nicer to her. I got to remain professional. I'm still running a business, right? And you would have thought that I told her her mother was a whore. Crickets for the rest of the appointment. But ultimately, that's not the reason why I cut her off. She started sexually harassing me. Not to mention the fact that most of the time she showed up to the appointments, she was drunk. Like, I had to schedule her crack of dawn just to ensure that I only got the tipsy version of her. I feel like she started her morning with a shot of tequila. And you know what? That would explain her behavior and why she acted the way that she acted. Because, like, this woman found out I wasn't straight and immediately assumed that I found her attractive as well. You're older than my mom. No. Once she said she was going to touch my ass, I was done. I was just absolutely done. Because, like, what? Like, we talk about being sexually harassed by men. We talk about being sexually harassed by so-called friends, but we don't talk too much about those fake ass straight women who get a couple of shots in their system and all of a sudden they want to stick their tongue down your throat. First and foremost, come out of the closet. Secondly, just because someone likes girls doesn't mean they like you simply because you are a girl. Get over yourself. This is just one of many reasons why I will never do hair inside of my home again. But the straw for me was when that lady locked herself in my bathroom for 30 minutes after blaming Black Lives Matter because I didn't want to do her hair. Mind you, I wasn't even talking about politics. She was just being fucking crazy.